You know how much stuff I have to cut out from you just wilding all the time, Pablo?
I know.
Because you be saying the craziest things on the show.
Yeah. If you don't cut it out, people are gonna find out I'm like a crazy like conservative.
Yo, they're gonna we're gonna have to imagine if I left in the whole abortion talk from the Supreme Court shit.
I know.
If I would have left that shit in, oof. Anyways.
Anyway.
So I guess let's try that. 2, 3. Welcome to Zen and
Oh no.
Let's try this again.
We're leaving all this in there.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens Podcast.
I'm Zen.
And I'm Pablo.
And okay, Bella just like hopping from lap to lap.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's like
going to see my dad.
Yeah. I mean, she being a little hoe, to be 100% honest with you.
A little hoe activity.
There are some hoe activities going on.
Maybe something you might want to address, you and Alicia.
Yeah, well, I've actually been worried about that because do you ever worry, like, have you thought about what your parenting style is going to be by what you think, but then I feel like you tell yourself...
but it's going to be another thing,
completely different. I understand that dogs are not children.
Oh, we have to say that because we're Mexican, but we grew up in the States, so...
But when her in an apartment, I be parenting Bella in ways that I'm like, oh, fuck. This might be a problem with a child. Like, that might not be the way that you solve this issue.
What do you do?
It's just like Alicia will call me out on things. She'll be like, oh, she's telling me like, okay, I'm definitely going to have to be the disciplinary one. You're going to let them do whatever they want. All they're going to do is cry and give you a baby face and you're just going to be like, fine, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, like she's like, I'm going to have to be the bad guy all the time and they're always going to want to play with you thinking you're the good guy. She's like, I can already see this.
Bro, I feel that. That's my biggest... So like, I want to be a girl dad, but I also am afraid that if I am a girl dad...
They're going to take advantage of you.
And she looks like Elvira... It's done.
It's a wrap?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap for me. That's it.
I could already see it on the low, like...
Yeah.
Like, I could just give you a kitten that looks like Elvira.
Dude, I'll take the...
You'll take the allergies, real talk.
Yeah, bro, my throat will close and everything.
Like that said, this will be a wrap. You'll be in a coffin, but you'll be like... You still won't be mad at the cat.
No.
So, damn, your family wasn't really big on pets, huh?
No. My mom was like... from Mexico, so like, you know,
dogs were looked at as like, oh, we're staying away from them.
Yeah, I mean, or like, it's just a different vibe over there, man. Like, I think what happened, I think my mom was secretly traumatized by having a dog in their life, and then it didn't work out. So now she's just like anti-pets because she doesn't want the heartbreak. Because they had a dog growing up, and they went camping, and because you know you're Mexican, you don't believe in like leashes, seatbelts, car seats, you know.
Yeah, and I don't even think they were really just camping. I think they were just hiking. I think they were trying to get to America.
No, chill. No. It was legit camping. But yeah, so they took the dog, and they didn't have a leash for the dog. And you know, whenever you bring a dog to a new environment, you have to have them leashed up because it's the whole new smells. So you're gonna be like
wandering off.
Yeah, like super overstimulated. So the dog instantly like wandered off and just dipped, and they couldn't find them, and they were like heartbroken. So because of that, my mom's super like anti dogs, like because she doesn't want to get attached. She's got like attachment issues with animals because of that.
Alicia's family was like mad scared of dogs. Part of it, I think, I think there's two things. You're either actually legitimately terrified of dogs, or
you're indifferent.
No, or you say you're afraid of dogs because you just don't want your kids to have dogs.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, it's just easier to say, like it's easier to scare them out of it than actually try to like explain shit to them.
Yeah.
Because like I think we, being me and Alicia with our pets and everything, introduced the idea into her family because her sister had her kids terrified of dogs because she got attacked by a dog.
Yeah.
Probably in El Salvador, probably on some real dog attack shit.
Yeah.
And was legitimately like,
Just
fuck
some,
these creatures.
Some street dog, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that happened to me in Mexico. I think I told the story.
So I feel like that's the kind of thing, like, the kids would be afraid of dogs, and it'd be like Bella, and I'd be like, yo, you can't be afraid of Bella.
Yeah, no.
Like, you can't.
You could break her spine if you stepped on her.
Yeah, I'm like, just stop. Like, for once, she'll growl, but she won't bite. Yeah. She'll bark and do everything, but she won't legitimately bite you. And if she does bite you, she's playing with you, so she's actually probably cool with you. Yeah. If you did get bit.
And it's not like a hard bite.
No, it's like a little nibble, a little gnaw, a little like, let's just nibble, let's play. But I mean,
she's looking at me like you talking shit.
Yeah, I know her ears are burning and shit. She got warm ass ears right now.
Yeah.
But it's weird because in that thing, like, we brought the dogs around. We had Possum before. We brought Bella around. And they were like, wait, so, like, these dogs just, like, listen when you tell them something?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, like, yeah, like, you just tell them how to. Because they'll just get mad confused now. Because I'll just be like, Bella, go over there. Stop that. Come over here. Sit there. She'll be like, yo, these dogs listen better than my children. Like, what's going on? Like, how long you had her? I've had my kids for 8 years. Like, how long? Every time they say that, I'm really just like, yo, that's y'all's fault. Yeah. Every time they're like,
in the back of your mind, you're like,
I'm like, I don't
know how to tell you you're a bad parent, but you're a bad parent.
Yeah, like, I'm like, it's a dog. It ain't that special. I didn't take it to training or anything like that. I just tell it things.
You do the same thing. You feed it. You clean up after it. You know.
Same thing. Except, guess what? Kids know English. Like, that's. Or Spanish.
No. But dogs know languages. Like, you could have a dog that like speaks Spanish. It doesn't speak it back, but understands Spanish.
Yeah. Bert had a joke where Bert Kreischer had a joke about how he adopted his dog, and his dog
spoke Spanish.
Like, he doesn't fucking understand English.
Yeah.
And then this Mexican's like, yo, he's racist towards Mexicans. And he goes, man, you gotta beat that out of him. He's like, I think that's why he hates Mexicans.
Okay, yeah, and then there's that idea. But that's how you.
Well,
yeah.
Same situation I feel about Bella. I don't know if I've told you. She's afraid of belts.
Okay.
Like, terrified of belts.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this until I was trying to joke hit Alicia one day.
And she freaked out?
She, like, not only did she, like, run away from the belt, like, curl up in a corner. Kinky. Curl up in a corner away from where we were. And then once I fake hit Alicia, she, like, went over and tried to comfort her, like, real sad, like, are you okay? I know what that feels like, type shit. I was like, oh fuck. And I showed my dad because I was like I didn't think they believed me. He came over one day. I was like, no, watch. I was like changing. I was like, watch what happens. Look. And then she, like, ducks and just kind of like curls up, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? So I try not to, like, anytime I try to take a belt off, I try to, like, not make it look like I'm about to hit her with it.
Yeah.
There's, like, a lot of things I feel like I have to train her to know that, like, that's not their use. Yeah. Like, I don't know if she was afraid of vacuums before, like, if they try to fuck with her with the vacuum before.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of pets are scared of vacuums. But now I'm just like, look, I'm just cleaning shit up. If you move over there, I'm going to clean over here. You move over there, I'm going to clean over here. Yeah. And we'll be good. Yeah. And now they're fine with the vacuum. So I have to show her, like, belts are to hold pants up. Like that. They are not whips. Yeah. They're not
This is for
devices.
Me.
This is for me. It has nothing to do with you. Okay?
This is me and my drip.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, why would I even hit you with the Gucci? Like, I don't even feel like why am I mess up the Gucci with your white fur? It's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to transition into topics because I feel like we really, really went off on this dog wormhole. No, but
it happens. It's real life.
There's things that we didn't get to talk about last time, and I'm not even sure if we really touched on this, but we can touch on the top one right now because it's been found. So there was a tiger that was been loose around Houston.
Yeah.
And last that information that I had heard before,
Tiger King.
Yeah, Carol Baskin was trying to, like, offer $6,000 to get the tiger and take it to some.
What? 6 G's?
Yeah.
That's it?
I mean,
bro, she does have her slaves.
But it also wasn't necessarily, I don't think it was for her little zoo. It's a zoo. She won't act like it's a sanctuary. It's a zoo.
Yeah.
But she had her zoo. This was supposed to be taking it to some other place to where they can take care of tigers, allegedly, or whatever. Yeah. So I know that was happening. So the interesting thing about this case, it's a Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
From the Memorial area.
Yeah.
Who was already on bail, released on bond for a murder case.
Yep.
And then gets put back in jail for this tiger situation.
Yeah.
So what happened was like
but he's out on bail again.
But then they revoked the bail from his murder
case.
They
did? Okay.
They revoked the bail from the murder case.
Okay.
So he's back in.
So I mean, we ain't saying he a drug dealer.
But he's a average looking Hispanic man.
He is.
In an area that is full of white people who make a lot of money. So
something doesn't add up.
Something really doesn't add up.
And that's not. Are we being racist to ourselves?
No, okay, well, what I will say.
Critical?
What I will say. I thought I was being racist at first. All I'm saying is all of my Hispanic family that have been talking about it to me all seem suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay? Ain't nobody saying, well, maybe. No, they're all like,
We can smell the BS when we see it.
Now, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about animals, and it was Whitney Cummings talking about like why she likes animals so much and why she's always like on the animal kick and going after all these people with like the animal shit. And what she said is, statistically speaking, most of the time when there's illegal animals in the mix, that also means there's human trafficking in the mix. Because those like they walk hand in hand. The most the most sought after things are like exotic animals and people. So like if you're in the business of exotic animals like that, you're more than likely in the way she said it is, if you see a loose tiger, check the basement. There's probably some Thai girls. Like that's the way that that's why she's always like, I don't give a fuck. That's why she's like, I don't give a fuck how I treat the people who like are doing this illegal animal shit. Yeah. Because I know how well they tie it hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, I'm ruining their business. No, like these motherfuckers probably are also in some other shit. So in this case, not to say that it's human trafficking,
if you look back to Tiger King, bro, if you look back to Tiger King, there was that dude that had that sex cult, and the most normal guy that had like the exotic animals was a drug dealer.
So
he was the most normal too.
Exactly. So that's the kind of thing where you see like this stuff doesn't fall too far from all the crazy stuff. Yeah. And I don't want to be that person, but when you're dealing with a tiger in Houston, which you're like, what the fuck?
I thought the tiger walked from he escaped from the zoo, somehow walked from downtown all the way to the Memorial area.
Yeah, no, it's wild for me to be like, so there's a tiger in the Memorial area, and unfortunately, Houston is very well known for human trafficking.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
which is like, it's so wild.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what day it was, but I was driving down Gessner with my sister. Like we were coming from Memorial City Mall, so like we're on Gessner.
Yeah,
and there was this. I saw a bunch of police cars out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, that's weird. And I look, and it's like they're all at a spa. And I was like, oh, that can never... I was like, I even said it like out loud. I was like, oh, no. And my sister was like, what? And then I was like...
I was at that spa last week.
No, chill. Deshaun Watson.
Yo, real talk.
Hold on.
In Houston, don't even get me started. In Houston, he said, you know what? I know where I'll find the spas at. I know where the people who do the massages will be at. For sure. Yeah. It's Houston. He did research. You think he statistically tried to make himself be a Houston Texan? Because
I don't know, bro.
They said, you want to pull out of Houston? We gonna pull you out of Houston.
Oh, I was taking a shower and I came up with this conspiracy in my head that I feel like the Texans knew the whole time he was doing this and didn't release the story until he tried to leverage himself out.
You don't think they gave him lawyers to like make sure he was all good beforehand? They were like, yo, if you're going to be doing this, be safe.
Exactly. Like, I think 100% they knew. And then they were like, oh, you're going to treat us like this? You're going to treat... And then it was like, he got the pimp hand. So then they, like, released everything.
We'll breeze by the fact that you were just thinking about Deshaun Watson in the shower.
No.
I'm just...
No, I was trying to come up with topics because that's when I, get, like, creative ideas. So like I was trying to come up with
that's what I sing.
Like stuff for the podcast.
You don't ever sing in the shower? I never understood singing in the shower until I realized how good the acoustics and reverb were in the tile.
I used to sing in the shower. I don't do it anymore. Now it's just like a place where I like chill and like try to come up with ideas for the podcast.
Did someone tell you to shut up once?
No.
That'll be the type of thing that makes you stop singing in the shower.
Yeah, no.
A sister being like,
Oh,
bitch.
no, I stopped singing in the shower when I was in college, and I was in community showers because it was just you had no privacy.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it for sure.
It wasn't like jail, but it was like
Nah, but it's kind of like y'all got to be like conversing sometimes.
Yeah, I remember like the weirdest thing that happened to me was I was taking a shower. Luckily, I was like pretty much done. Like I had like my towel, and I was about to go back to my room to change. And as I was like, me and this dude like pulled the curtain like the same time. And
so he would have pulled the curtain on you had you not been done.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, and then like you just don't make eye contact. You're just like, oh, my bad, and then
it's like the same thing as like the urinal, right? Like in a truly open world, we could just be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Hey, what you working with? And just kind of take a peek over and be like, okay, in an open world. But now here,
stand next to me.
Yeah, no, keep distance.
Yeah.
If
pre-COVID, before COVID.
Real talk, if there was 3 urinals.
Yep.
If there was 3 urinals and there was one person on one end and one person on the other end and only the middle one's available, I'm going to the stall.
Yep. 100%.
I'm going to the stall.
Or if so like let's say it's like the normal one, the middle one, and then that weird little kid one that's like super low.
Yeah.
I'm going to the stall. Like if it's somebody here, or you could just be the asshole that like stands in the middle.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate when people do the middle.
Because then you're in the middle and then like no one, so you're like, fuck. At that point I will, because then I feel like you did this.
Yeah,
like,
at that you point, wanted me to look at your
exactly. At that point I'm like, you did this. Yeah. So I'm pissing next to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to make my stream sound hard. You know what I'm saying? Just to try to show dominance.
Oh my god. No, I've never did that. What?
It's just the way that you instill dominance in the restroom. In the public restroom, whoever has the hardest stream holds court.
Sure.
Whoever has the hardest stream gets to wash their hands first.
No, that's not true.
It's an unspoken rule. They'll just, if you walk up to it, they'll be like, oh, okay, go ahead, dog.
Yo, I was trying to explain. So one of my colleagues at work, he was like, hey man, because he's not from here. He's from Chicago. He's like, bro, so like, what's the deal with Buc-ee's? Like, why is it such a big deal to y'all? And I was like, when you go to a gas station, do you use the bathroom? And he's like, no, it's disgusting. And I said, take a dump at Buc-ee's and you'll understand.
Isn't it crazy? Like Buc-ee's legitimately based its entire business around the restrooms.
Yep.
And then from there, just like
expanded.
Like it's crazy. So I don't know what they had first, but it's literally around the beaver and the restrooms.
Yep.
Anything to do with the beaver and the restrooms.
Yeah.
And
then a brisket sandwich.
Well, not even. It's just overpaying on billboards. Like,
oh yeah. 100%.
How do you like so many billboards?
Yeah.
Having a beaver and restrooms that are that you're able to use.
Real talk, remove all the Confederate like statues and put just like the Buc-ee's, dude.
I don't know if we're able to support Buc-ee's like that. It's the same situation. I remember my mom was boycotting Buc-ee's for a while, and I don't know what ended up finally happening with it, but apparently, like they make you sign like a contract and stuff when you work there, and you basically end up kind of sounding like these non-compete type things for working at Buc-ee's. And so, like, there was apparently a case. In fact, check me. I'll check later. I don't know.
Bro,
for sure.
Don't ruin.
This is what I heard, and this is why my mom was boycotting Buc-ee's. Was that basically someone tried to like quit and try to do something else, and they basically held her to her contract and basically said, "You signed X, Y, and Z, and if you want to leave, then you have to like pay X amount of dollars," which like it was like over $1 million. Like it was something wild where it's like they would never be able to. Exactly, where they would like never be able.
Were they trying to open a gas station?
I don't know. I think they were just trying to work somewhere else. And I think they were just like holding them there and basically saying, legally, you sign this, and so you have to like abide by these rules, or you.
Yo, that's wild.
It was some wild shit, and someone was like, that's like wild, and she wasn't supporting Buc-ee's for a little bit. We eventually got over it because we stopped talking about it and went back to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like when you find out that like Chick-Fil-A is like homophobic. You're like, oh no, and then you just go back the next week.
Your waffle fries.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that was also a weird thing because Chick-fil-A is different, also because that's just something that like the CEO or whatever could say, but each store is its own like it's a
Thing,
franchise. So like that doesn't necessarily mean that the person who runs your local Chick-fil-A believes that. You know
Does
what I
it
mean?
probably mean he does? Most
Probably
likely.
because I think that there's a vetting process. They
Yeah.
put a homophobic person in front of you and see what your facial reaction is and judge if you can have a franchise by that. That's
Yeah.
what I was told
Yeah.
by somebody who was trying to get a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I think the final test I heard is they show a video of like a dude and like two dudes kissing, and then depending on how you react, you get the Chick-fil-A or not.
Yeah, no, they show you a video of two guys kissing. They show you a ceremony of two guys getting married.
Yeah.
And then be like, is this real or fake?
Yeah.
Did they really get married or did they not really get married?
Did you say ew? Did you gasp loud enough?
Exactly.
You know?
Does God see this as real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No. Okay, correct answer.
Yeah.
All right, you can have a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is, you know, I'm prepping like a Chick-fil-A sandwich right now as we speak. I got some chicken marinating in pickle juice in the fridge right now.
Dang.
I have the pickle juice and MSG in that bitch.
Dang.
I'm ready.
Spoiler alert for Alicia.
Nah, I only did one.
Oh,
I have one piece of chicken in there marinating.
Oh,
Real
what a hoe.
talk.
What a hoe.
I gotta be real. I gotta just.
I mean, I appreciate the realness. You could have lied, but no, I appreciate the realness.
Because she'll always be like, if you could just make me some regular grilled chicken with some vegetables or something, and then, you know, you can do whatever you need to do. But for me,
oh, because she's trying to be healthy.
I'll be like, all right, then you getting vegetables and chicken, and I'm able to make myself a Chick-fil-A sandwich over here.
Yeah.
Not really, because I don't have brioche bread. I'm about to use bakery bread or whatever the fuck they be calling it. It's mad soft. It's the Sara. You got to start messing with the Sara Lee, like signature breads. It's the wave. They have a signature brioche. It's just they're really doing it with the Sara Lee artisan breads out here.
I don't know, bro. I feel like the day I get my own place, I'm gonna start making my own bread, Joshua Weissman style.
You say that. You say that.
I say that, but I probably won't.
Here's what happens.
Tell me what happens.
I'll tell you exactly what happens.
Oh.
You start making your bread.
Go ahead. Okay.
Start making your bread. And then you're like having so much fun.
Bread or nothing. But...
No. You don't even. It's not even all that. You're having a blast. You're out here. First of all, don't tell your wife that you're making bread. They don't understand the bread making process. They're gonna think that they're gonna get bread later on in a few hours.
Yeah.
I'll be like, no, this is a 3-day process.
Oh no, I'm not making bread from scratch. Dude. Hell, I don't have that kind of patience. I mean, like pre-made, like yeast starter.
No. I mean, even if you're dealing with the yeast, you got to let your dough rest. There's a lot of stuff that you got to do.
It's for sure a day process.
And then, while I was making croissants, so that ended up being like a 2 to 3 day process in this case. But then you start doing all this, and then you're thinking that you're going to get appreciated because you've been making all this bread, slaving over a hot oven all day. You know what I'm saying? You show up with this bread.
And it tastes like ass.
No. And it'll be a good bread. Let's just say best case scenario.
Yeah.
You have made a perfect bread.
Okay.
Then what you're going to start getting is a lot of nagging because apparently there's pieces of flour in places, and once that stuff sticks, it just gets really hard. And then she's like, every time you make bread, I'm over here washing dishes for 3 hours trying to get flour off of things. And then I'm like, oh, well, I thought I got everything that I could. I didn't realize I did that. I was just trying to make bread. Then you start being like, well, fuck, I'm causing more harm. Then you're like, I'm making a mess. It's taking me a bunch of time. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. So then all it makes me do, which what it brought me to, is when I go to a nice bakery, I appreciate it. And I'm like, damn, y'all put some real time. You're like appreciating the scrubbers in the back. Like, yo, shouts out to y'all. And then I'm realizing like, some people have to do this shit. I don't have to do this.
True.
Like, then it just makes me appreciate good bread. It makes me, feel like, okay, these people's jobs matter. Because I think it's so like, for us to be like, oh, that shit looks mad easy. I bet you I could do it.
That's how I started cooking.
If we're just like, I bet you I could do it. There's
watched...
people that went to culinary school.
I know.
There's people who like devoted their entire lives to actually cooking. But I watched a YouTube video, so I think I can do it.
So that energy that you come in with, that's the same energy I have for nurses. And people that are like, I ain't getting the vaccine.
Can I ask you, do you have that same sort of feeling towards people like me who all of a sudden know about finances, who all of a sudden are like, yo, I'm invested in Dogecoin.
I'm doging.
So now I have all this money. What have you done with your portfolio?
Exactly. I'm doging right now.
And then you're like, I've been like legitimately trying to like do research investing. I have licenses. Like, bitch, fuck off.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, dog.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, 100.
And that's because I don't legitimately cook.
Let's let the professionals be the professionals.
And that's where I kind of feel like I appreciate it. I see it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I see that this is a real profession, a real craft, a real art.
Oh, 100%.
And then I'm like, cool. I'll still like cook for myself and like normally. And I like, you know, but I'm like, I started realizing the bread shit stuff that's like, why am I wilding out? Like, why am I being extra?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just like trying to like
flex.
But then on who? On my wife because she mad that I'm making a mess. So who the fuck am I flexing on?
I'm flexing for myself.
Exactly. So then I'm like, oh,
you gotta be
Joshua Wiseman did not see me make the recipe. Okay.
You gotta like put it on Twitter and like at Joshua Wiseman.
I just want to point out,
and then he doesn't reply, and then you just like, damn.
Not to put too much of my location.
Yeah.
But when I watch these Joshua Wiseman videos, he's so close to me.
No, bro,
so close to me.
So close to us. The last one where he was at Memorial at the Panda Express?
Exactly. I was like, I know what fucking Panda that is.
Yeah, and then when he was at McDonald's, he was at one McDonald's by 290, and I was like, bro, I know exactly where this man is at.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, all right, like he around here.
Yeah,
like, and then I want to say the Krispy Kreme that he pulled up might have been the one on Westheimer.
Probably.
And so like I'm like looking at those things, I'm like, this dude just not close.
He out here dojing,
he in the area. He definitely not in like Pasadena.
No. He's in Houston. But anyway, all that to say, H-Town Tiger King, stand up.
Yeah, real talk. We need to figure out what they're really doing. So let's reconvene and get into this this heavy topic here.
Yeah. Before we get into some sad news, or not sad.
I mean, I don't even know if it's sad. Well,
it's sad.
It's gonna get spicy. I think we're gonna get a little spicy.
Spicy. I guess it's sad for the world of marriage. But I will say, in some good news, Elvira and I we booked our honeymoon.
Oh, did y'all?
PR. Here we come. Bad Bunny.
Damn it. And he's calling me for no reason. I know it too.
Who is it?
Seth.
Oh.
What you doing? It's 3:48. He got out of work like a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So he's leaving the job site. What you doing? Podcast. I bet you anything. Watch. On this show.
On God.
Yo.
What's up?
I think he's on the next day.
Oh, you're on the podcast, so let's...
Wait, what did he say?
Okay, so let's start over.
Bye, Seth.
Because he was already going into gossip. He was like, I assume you talked to Eric today? Oh. And I'm like, all right, you're on the podcast. Before we start gossiping.
Before we put our company's info out there.
Well, he's not a part of our company anymore. So he's moved companies. I'm getting ready to leave.
Oh, and yeah, you are.
So now I'm like, all right, let's put a halt. I didn't know where it was going to go.
Yeah.
I don't think it was too wild. No. I'm trying to think about what I've talked to Eric about today. I don't think it's too wild. But I don't know. Have you listened to like the previous episodes like of the podcast, like when we had Eric on?
I'm going to be completely transparent and honest with you. No, I haven't.
All right. So if anybody has, I just want to put out one thing that was really funny, which was like he worked in call centers.
Okay.
And I would ask him, he's like real, like from the streets. And I'd be like, I'm thinking like, how would you deal with call centers and stuff like that? And he's like, oh, I would just act gay. He's like, that was just like, hi, my name is Eric. How may I help you today? And I'd be like, what?
Wait.
He'd be like, yeah. He'd be like, that was the way.
What?
He'd be like, yeah, that's the way I'd answer the phone and stuff. Like, that was just, that was the way that I would deal with the customers, I would just act gay.
so many questions.
I mean, I think he's so hood sounding normally speaking that it's kind of like it's up in there, but I think to the white women, like, okay,
he would sound threatening?
I think he would still sound threatening. His personality, the way he is, when you're there with them, I think he can pull you out of that.
Yeah.
But over the phone, I think it might be a little difficult if he's just talking the way he would normally talk on the phone. Because I've heard him talk to customer service people on the phone.
Yeah.
And I know, especially, I think, and you may think differently because you're a good guy and I'm not. When I started dealing with customer service and stuff like that, it made me put like more, I think it made me put more responsibility on customer service people because I'm like, okay, you went through extensive training. I know the stuff that you had to go through and you should know how to do this job correctly. To me, it makes me feel like you're choosing to do this shit fucked up because I had a high standard.
Yeah.
You and Alicia are more like, I feel so bad for these people because I know what they had to go through.
No, bro, I know the bull crap they go through on a daily basis. I honestly, I didn't use before I worked at a call center, which I don't work there anymore, thank God. But the time that I did, it made me start doing like, when they're like, hey, stay on the line and do the survey. I do those now.
Oh, I do the surveys, and I won't ever give someone a bad survey.
Yeah, I never.
If I'm
always
upset
like
with somebody,
excellent. I could be pissed off, and I'm like excellent.
Nah, if I'm upset with you, I just won't do your survey.
Okay.
If I'll be like, I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that to you because I know how bad that is.
Yeah.
But I'll usually express to them how I feel there. I'll tell them how I felt on the call. Yeah. I won't like survey them so that they're not like.
Well, you're still screwing them because it's recorded
for the most part, but it just depends. Like what I know is if they'll review,
in the back of their head, they're like, I hope this call doesn't get listened to.
They'll review a call that has like a negative review attached to it or something like that. Like for the most part, they kind of do like cross analytics and stuff like that. Yeah. So like I will usually like just my thing is just like get the thing figured out or handled, like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole thing where I'm like, especially with certain companies that I've worked for where I'm like, I know what the fuck you gotta do.
Yeah.
Just fucking go there. Just do it. That's the stuff where I get a little frustrated. Yeah. But yeah, like for me, and I think Eric's the same way because I would hear him talk on certain things and I'm like, okay, you're kind of talking from like the same place that I'm talking from.
Yeah.
But like y'all are mad soft and y'all just be like mercying people.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't too nice sometimes, or I don't know, man. I don't like I'm like a wimp when it comes to like being confrontational. I've gotten better at it, but I don't like it.
It's weird. I don't like getting confrontational in real regular life.
Yeah.
But like in business settings,
yeah,
it's a little different because I'm like we're like doing something. Like if I deal with someone shitty on the street, I'm like, that person's just on the street living their life. Like,
yeah,
I can't dictate how they just live their life, even if it's shitty.
Yeah.
But like, if we're in a business, like an establishment, like, yo, like, this isn't about your standards. Like, this company has standards, employees have standards, customers have standards. That's different.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, we're in a different setting.
Yeah.
And that's where I get a little frustrated.
Right. I feel like for me, it comes more like also when like I'm reading reviews. Like I hate reading a Yelp review. If you leave a Yelp review and you say everything was great, but ambience was like to be desired, you lost all credibility with me. Or like because like I said, like we booked our honeymoon yesterday and we were like looking at reviews because we were between two resorts in Puerto Rico. And we were looking at reviews and people were like, I love this hotel. But like the hotel guests were wilding, and I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with the hotel?
Yeah,
like why is that their problem? Like why do they get the low rating because you think other people weren't behaving the way you expected them to?
That's the thing is I feel like people think that Yelp reviews are like their vlog.
Yeah,
of like their stay there.
Yeah. Well, like, this was like TripAdvisor reviews, but yes.
But like, we don't want to know what your experience was like. What was the place like?
Yeah.
Unless it's positive. Unless you were like, yo, the people at the like the hotel staff was super nice and super attentive.
They were super
and like
helpful.
everything was very clean.
That's stuff I want to know. Don't tell me like, oh, people were smoking weed, so I had a bad time. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what a lot of. I don't know if I don't know if it sound. They made it sound like weed was legal in PR. I don't know if it is, but
I don't know how that works with them. Like just being a
everyone was like, yeah, there was like the smell of weed every morning, blah 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 blah. Which granted, if you have kids, I can understand why that's annoying. Personally, me, I'd be like, who cares?
So here's the thing. Also, is I don't know if it's legal or whatever, but I feel like for some reason there's like a tie between like the beach and weed.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be on the beach and you smoke weed, like you're smoking weed on the beach.
And then I saw one review that was like people were being so loud it was worse than being in Miami, and I'm like,
isn't that the step up? Isn't it Miami then Puerto Rico?
That's what I thought too. No, because I thought in my head Miami's like crazy because it's just in Florida, and Florida's like full of crazy people.
Yeah, but my thing is like you go from Miami, which is like a peninsula, to like you dead ass in an island, and like you're out here to party. Why the fuck else are you out here?
Exactly. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. It's like you know what you came here to do, so like chill out.
Like I mean,
that's like going to Jamaica too and being like, why are people smoking weed?
Yeah. it's
Jamaica.
Just like I'm just like I don't know. Like I guess if you want the peacefulness, if you want the like. I just don't then go to the pool or something. I don't understand like what you're going to like a crazy resort like this and expecting it to be like calm. I don't know. Like maybe there is places for it to be calm. Because now I'm trying to be sympathetic and be like, well, what if you wanted to go somewhere to strictly relax and not party? Where would you go?
Here's the thing. There's certain hotels that I remember looking, and there's certain hotels that are like adults only. So I guess if you like wanted the more party vibe or whatever vibe you were looking for, I guess you could go like hotel only. But also there's things like not Hopper. There's things like that's the flights. There's things like Airbnb. You literally get an Airbnb and not have to deal with anyone.
Yeah. I feel like Airbnbs are kind of like taking things over. It's becoming cooler for trips to be like on Airbnb.
Dude, there's even like hotel spots that will be on Airbnb.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like they have to compete.
Yeah.
Like when you go on OfferUp.
Exactly.
And like you see, like I'll be on OfferUp and I'll be like, oh shit, what's this?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, this is a pawn shop promoting their shit. Yeah. Or like you try to look at furniture, like furniture stores are having to promote their stuff on OfferUp because it's just taken over.
Yeah. But needless to say, bro, don't leave bad reviews if it's just like some petty stuff that the place can't control.
Yeah. So that's a good precursor of marriage in general. So if you do, congratulations on like the marriage coming up. When is it happening? When are we
You're in the wedding.
I forget.
August 20th.
August 20th. I know I'm in it, but I'm just waiting on when the texts come in to tell me what I got to do. I'm not the best man, so I don't have real responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just show up when I need to show up.
Yo, shout out Zen because he was the first one to get his suit.
I'm trying to stay on top of shit.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
shout out to you.
I'm just like,
you were the first to pay for the Airbnb for the bachelor party, and you're the first to get the tux. So big ups to you.
I was just trying because also in the text they're sounding urgent.
They are urgent.
So I'm like, oh, this shit.
I gotta make it sound urgent because we're all guys.
Yeah.
You know.
The funny thing is, we talk weekly, more than weekly.
Yeah.
And we don't really talk about the wedding unless it's in the group chat. Yeah. We don't get here and talk about like, hey, have you, pretty much what happens is like you say something in the group chat, you come back next time and I'm like, oh, I took care of that thing that you said in the text.
Literally, yeah.
And then you'd be like, oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And you look at me like, ain't nobody else?
No, I can see it, bro. I can see it. Like, you and Ruben are the only ones that have gotten the tux. Hold on, somebody. Now I'm getting a call. It's my mom.
Put her on the podcast.
No. Yeah, no, it's literally been you and Ruben that have gotten the tux so far, but we'll see.
It would have been a great callback if you just answered the phone and were like, what do you want?
If I would have answered the phone and told my mom, what do you want?
Yeah, like you would back in NAC.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. I wouldn't tell her, what do you want? I'd be like, what's going on, Mom? And then if she would hit me with if she was overly nice to me, then I'd be like, what do you want? Because I knew it was fake. I knew something. Yeah. I knew there was something in the back end coming of like, did your sister eat? Or, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of your sister. Or, can can we borrow some money? You know, like it'd be like
I'm trying to figure out a great way for you to like get her like man, I wish I had a dog. I really wish that like they had a dog they had to take care of so you could just constantly call them and be like, how's the dog? And not ask about them, but just be like, is the dog doing okay? Has the dog eaten yet? Hey, it's raining outside. Have y'all brought the dog in?
Yeah. And then she'll be like, no, and then I'll be like, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Literally.
Is that what it'd be like? Okay, bye.
No, it's not like that bad. Like she does try to like talk to me for a little bit, and then but it's not like that anymore. It's probably gonna go back to that since we're not gonna live together in a couple of days because our lease is up. They're going to the house they built, and I'm going to my uncle's house.
Why don't you want to be at the house?
Because they're gonna be in Conroe.
Oh yeah. That's a little far out. So now you're gonna be away from them again. Mm-hmm. Okay. While you're away, I'm just trying to like my mom will call me.
Yeah.
For like
weird stuff.
Like
just like random stuff. I think it's just them just wanting to talk.
No, I know, but like there's certain things because she will text me, but I think she's starting to notice that I don't respond to text messages. So like if she needs a response for something, she'll call me with something that definitely could have been texted.
Yeah.
100% could have been texted. But then again, I don't respond to them. So I'm also like, you could have just texted me. Then I'll look back and be like, oh, but I didn't respond that time that you just texted it. So I get it, but it'll be just like quick, like, you know, did you see that this happened on this and this? Yeah, I did. It's wild, right? Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to get in a call, so I'll talk to you later. But I just want to let you know. And I'll be like,
bro, your mom loves you.
And I'll be like, all right, thanks. She also started realizing now after the last episode where I talked about it. So now she's like, now I think she feels like she has a responsibility to give me content. Because she's like, you know, I'm like, you know, I have like some views on this side, but then some views. Roman walked in. You're like, is she trying to make a case to be the third person? Is she trying to make a case to replace me?
Oh, we haven't even.
We haven't legitimately talked about that. So we've replaced Roman with the skateboard
for now.
For the meantime,
yeah.
Because to be honest, Roman mad busy. Like Roman
he's got a lot of
going into college coming up soon, so he has just a lot of stuff that he has to take care of for the end of this year. Yeah, and he might be leaving, he might not be. So for the meantime, he's getting things together, taking time away from the podcast, and we're gonna be looking for somebody new to fit the third person slot in the future, but we ain't really rushing it, to be honest, because I just want to make sure things feel right.
We got auditions coming up.
Yeah.
Send in your tapes.
Real talk to the Zen podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Why not? I still have that. That's like this. It's still the Zen podcast at gmail.com. And it'll just stay the Zen podcast.
Yeah. Because then you would have to make a new. I hate that about
emails. You can't just change it. It have to be a whole ass new email.
Exactly. Yeah. I hate that.
So I'm just like, for the meantime, send any submissions to the Zen podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up at the Zen podcast at gmail.com. By the way.
If you have questions or topics you want us to talk about,
real talk, send it to the Zen podcast at gmail.com because I will talk about it.
But let's get into this thing that we've been trying to get into but couldn't because we
spent a whole section talking
about
pre-talking. Pre-talking. We're talking about marriage, dog. Oh, it ain't just nothing.
We pre-talking for the prenup talking.
Real talk. So as Pablo talks about how great the thought of his marriage will be, the wedding, and you know, all these things. You know, shouts out the pre-newlyweds. Our boy, the lizard man himself,
allegedly,
Bill Gates, administrator of vaccines. What is he? Because I don't know what he is anymore. At this point,
head of the Illuminati,
creator of vaccines in general.
Ooh, my arm started to hurt because you know I'm vaxxed. And we talking spicy, and we said his name, so now my arm hurts.
What else does he do?
Just kidding. It actually doesn't.
He does everything, but like his regular job. He's a philanthropist. Yeah. You know, he's
nothing that deals with computers.
Exactly. He's a TED talker. Yeah. You know, he's everything. But at least
Steve Jobs was you know, in Apple, like Appling it up.
Exactly. Like,
With
have
the
you seen a new
turtleneck, you know?
Microsoft? I want to see new Microsoft.
Yeah.
Anything. Well, I mean, I guess the Xbox,
Like the Surface, whatever.
the Surface Pro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I almost got that. It was like for work. But then
All
it
right.
was like too expensive, so I was like,
I'll just give you a prime example on why never to trust anything like that, period.
Why?
What the fuck happened to Zunes?
To what?
Exactly.
Oh, that was like the call to that was the answer to the iPod, I remember.
Exactly. When they
Yes.
try to make exactly.
Yeah.
No one remembers, knows. I can't remember what it looked like.
It was like clunky, wasn't it?
It was
like,
just
like
stupid.
A giant brick.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where
It's ringing a bell. I remember.
you're starting to kind of be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that was a thing that no one at all, period, cared about.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And now look at like where Apple is, look at where iPhones are. Not to say that, you know, they did a lot of great leaps into doing
Yeah.
things.
Also, if you're an Android person, don't tell, like, I don't want to hear about how it's so much better. I don't care. I know that it's better than the iPhone, okay?
But it's not. It is, but it isn't.
Exactly.
It is if you're a nerd.
Exactly.
If you're a nerd and don't care, here's the thing. It's somebody who's wearing cargo shorts and doesn't care about the way they look and just cares about performance and
yes.
you know this you know, you can really, you know, do a lot of stuff on here. You can really customize things because Apple really, you know, blocks you off with all of their security and stuff. So yeah,
I don't care, Roger.
yeah, I don't want to see your green text. That's why I'm not texting your bitch ass. That's why I'm not responding to your text. That's why we're not going to communicate, okay?
Yeah.
If you were to get an iPhone, if you would at least even just get an iPod Touch and message me through iMessage through Wi-Fi, then I'd respond to you.
Yeah, literally. If I can't FaceTime you, we're just not.
If I have to, and this is to Seth specifically, if I have to go to Facebook
oh no,
to fucking FaceTime you, we're not having a conversation. Seth calls me because he knows I won't respond to his green ass text messages.
That's why he calls you?
I'm sure he won't text me. I won't respond. Not with that green shit. No.
Oh man, that's so funny.
The worst thing is that Alicia's been like steady throwing hints about wanting to leave iPhone.
Oh no.
Just being like, I've been wanting to think about, look at that foldable Galaxy. Don't that look cool? Look at that phone. That phone looks cool. Just pointing it to phones that are not Apple phones and telling me that they look cool. That's legit, to me,
blasphemy.
Feels like cheating. Like, I will feel, if she was like looking on TV and was like, yo, that dude looks attractive, I would be less mad than for her to show me some Galaxy phone that looks nice on the TV. That shit pisses me off. Like, you know, we're iPhone families. You know, we don't stray apart from this overall because, like, one thing, too, she switches to Android, the Rocha 5 group chat gets fucked up.
Yeah, it's over.
It fucks it up.
Yep.
So I'm like, there's a lot more on this than just like
you're upsetting the Rocha
ecosystem.
Yeah, you are.
So I'm like, I don't like.
Sheesh.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting heated over the phones here, but I have true allegiance to iOS.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as the Apple Card drop in, I'm on it.
Oh, are you gonna get the tile for the Apple one?
No, because I don't. That little tile, I don't know what I can put it on. Sure, I can throw it in my wallet.
How big is it?
It's a little circle.
It's like a coin, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for my wallet's the only thing. I mean,
bro, you don't need it until you need it.
I know.
But do you lose things a lot? I lose things a lot, so I
used to. I'm better at it because I kind of try to keep things that I know I will lose. I try to keep them in the same place. Like, I put my AirPods in the same place at night. I keep them on me, and if I am putting them down, they're at the charger.
Does Elysia have AirPods?
Yeah, but she fucking loses them all the time.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. If she gets a new phone, those AirPods are worthless.
True. Not necessarily. Just doesn't work as well. I think they still have Bluetooth, so you could still connect them to Bluetooth, but they won't just automatically pair, and you won't get all the cool functionality.
Right. I know. Every time she would have to be like, okay, connect.
Yeah, you would any normal prehistoric.
And who wants to deal with that?
Headphone. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I can't understand. She's the wild type that will like, I just don't get this. She'll be the wild type that like, I'm going to the gym and she'll grab one AirPod, put it in her ear, and leave with just the one AirPod. I'm like, What kind of monster are you? To just like leave your case behind and just leave the house with one AirPod just ready to get lost.
I'm here to test humanity.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous. That's like walking around without a case. Like it's just it's insane.
It's irresponsible, and you won't stand for it.
Yeah. Also,
No, we're not gonna blasphemy on your.
Also though, who gives a fuck about phone colors anymore? Everyone acting like it's so cool that iPhone put out a purple iPhone. You put a case over it, and then if you put a clear case over it, it always has some weird tint over time.
Yeah.
It never looks exactly the way it's supposed to. There's always random dust that gets into it.
Avara has a clear case in her iPhone's like she's got the Tiffany green.
Now, does it get dusty? Does it get all messed up? Does she have to take her case off and clean it, or was it just me?
I think that was just you, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You're not part. You've never been clear case gang.
I want to be clear glasses gang.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you just go thin frame gang?
No.
Like, look at those right there. Where are they? In front of the Travis Scott Reese's. They're like super thin to where it's basically clear, in my opinion. Like, there's a little tiny frame.
I just like the clear ones because I could wear. So like, brown and black like don't mix unless you're like Travis Scott. But like realistically, like you just look mad weird. So when I'm wearing my brown shoes like at work, I feel like I look goofy with like my black glasses.
I think that's I
think that's just a personal problem.
Yeah, I really don't think that the amount of black on your glasses clashes with the brown on your shoe. Not to mention that I've legitimately worn like brown shoes and black glasses consistently, and I'm looking at it like I'm pretty good at analyzing and being like something doesn't work here.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a thing.
Well, in my head, it's a thing. So I've been thinking about clear glasses.
All I'm saying is that Alicia went from having blue glasses, like navy blue, which to me doesn't really seem like it can go with much, to those being her literal everyday for years, to clear. And she thought they were cool for like maybe 3 or 4 months.
Dang.
So then it's like she still has them, but sometimes she's like pulling out her blue ones because she's like, I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Now let's try to actually get into this topic.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about it.
So Bill Gates getting a divorce.
Yo, the vaccine didn't let us talk about it.
Real talk, the vaccine's been like messing with us and like diverting us into other directions. So the weird thing about this, as we go breeze through this, is he already had like 1 point some odd billion before they got married.
Yeah. So
like you married him super rich. Yeah, he got way richer. And then she dips out of the relationship.
I say she's a gold digger.
But
we know the rest.
But she ain't messing with no under top 5 most richest person in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting. They met at Microsoft. I'm starting to realize that like Bill Gates legitimately loves women for their brains. It's just mad wild. Didn't know that was a thing.
He's not a sexist pig.
I still think he is, but just mentally. I think that's almost more pretentious. Like I think it's like I think he's like shallow just on thought. So he keeps on fucking with these bitches from Microsoft. All right. So there's a few reasons why allegedly this relationship, this marriage has ended. One of the hot takes being that it was his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, Bill Gates went to Jeffrey Epstein for relationship advice. I don't fucking know.
Whoa, that's wild.
So yeah, if you were like the wife, like you asking Jeffrey Epstein to do with the kids on the island what we should do with our relationship. Anyways, that was allegedly one of the things. But the thing about it is, if you have a friend like that, and then they get outed for some wild shit, that's right around the time she started trying to prepare the divorce, right?
Yeah.
So then there was some other reports that Bill Gates was like hollering at a few people at Microsoft, like some of the women, like someone did a really, really good speech in his opinion, like a really good presentation. And so he emailed her and was like, I'd like to have dinner with you.
Fully erect.
Yeah, fully erect. Like he didn't have a laptop stand. He was just type it on the erection.
Mm.
Just like, yo, I really enjoyed your, presentation. I would really like to have dinner with you. If you feel uncomfortable by this, pretend it didn't happen. And that's what they did. They just pretended it didn't fucking happen. That was like one person. The other person allegedly like did have dinner. I don't know if he got turned down by both girls, but I'd heard maybe he did actually like get with one of them, hook up with one of them or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew about the like deal that he had with his wife where like his ex, his like previous love, he could have one trip with her a year to like a resort. They would like
what?
Because they would
people are weird.
Because he would pick her brain throughout the whole, so like he's getting with these people from Microsoft that like I guess stimulate his brain or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the mistress ain't cute by any means.
Dang.
She not hot. So he's not going for like these young hot girls. Like he just a nerd who's like, yo, this girl, like we can nerd out together. So like I'm gonna nerd out with her in this resort. It's weird. It's very weird. So I mean, I don't know, man. I have a question for you. What is Bill Gates' motive? Because when you see
take over the world.
No, what I mean by that is when you see Jeff Bezos, you're like, okay, like he likes having all this money because he likes having money. He likes to do cool shit. He likes to do this. When you see Elon Musk, you're like, oh, well, he likes to have this money because he's trying to do all this other stuff, but he also likes to have fun and have cool shit. When I see Bill Gates, I'm like, why do you have so much money? You give most of it away, so you don't care about the money. You're not really buying cool shit. You're not giving it to your kids. So like, is it world domination and money just happens to come with it? Like, I don't know what his plan is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why
are you so rich for what reason? Like, what's the reason for being that rich?
I was going to say, I think the divorce proves he's not a lizard person. Because it feels mad human to like get a divorce.
But that's her. She initiated it.
It still feels mad human. I mean, he's still going through it, bro. Like,
but it doesn't really seem like he's going through it. It seems like she's going through it, and he's just like, look,
no, like,
the second things get announced,
like
he just throws the stocks over. He's just out here trying to like fuck different nerd bitches.
But like, here's the thing, man.
Talking to Epstein, it makes it seem like she's like, I'm human, and I'm gonna back out of this lizard shit before I start getting incorporated with this lizard shit. She's like, I'm a normal person. Let me dip my gold digging ass out, grab the money I can before like I can shake off the lizard shit, take myself wherever with my money once I bounce. But if I stay with them, then I gotta stay in the fucking lizard shit. So like some people have pointed out, this makes her more human, but this makes like Hillary Clinton like way less human.
What did you have to do with this?
Because it's like pretty much everything that like, okay, the Epstein
Which I'm not defending Hillary.
It's like the Epstein thing, the cheating thing.
Yeah.
These are things where you're like, yo, this will end a relationship, even though it's been this long, even though there's this much money. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about the Epstein shit. I don't give a fuck about the cheating shit. I don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. I want to be in here for the money and the power, and I'm still staying in here because there's still money and power to be had here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the relationship. I'm on my lizard shit right now.
Yeah.
If I jump out now, I don't get to be in the Illuminati meeting this month.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's fun to speculate. I'll say that, but to have like any like real like thought on it, I don't know. It does go to show that no matter how much money you have, you could still have a divorce. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. No matter how much, I think the more money you have, the more like. At a certain point, it's like at one point it doesn't matter. Then it's like, there's all this money tied up in here.
I think it's always sad, no matter how like rich or whatever or lizardy the person was. You know?
Are you though? Here's the thing. I mean, you might be, but you're also soft. So like, I'm thinking like, this dude obviously wanted to like stimulate his brain or whatever other parts of him.
Mm-hmm.
In ways that weren't with this woman, because he had the deal where he could go with homegirl, and he's talking to these girls at Microsoft. So at one point, it's like, are you just in it because like we're supposed to be in it because we are such a powerful couple that we tie up the market, that we have like so much responsibility in this, and because it's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and so we are both in this thing together, and there might be so for the fact they've been working on this thing since 2019, because there is a lot of shit that I'm assuming has to be sorted out. On the contrary, I don't think it's sad. I think it's like a relief, like where they can be like, yo, finally we can stop being fake about one thing.
Yeah.
For once.
Okay.
We could be like, yo, yeah, we don't have to be like, how's the wife? Oh, everything's all good. No, we can be like, yo, it's a wrap. I'm on to go talk to some other nerd bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, he can do his thing, and Melinda can finally be like, finally, I can free myself from the shackles of this lizard person shit. I can take my money, which is what I'm assuming she wanted from the beginning, and go do whatever the fuck I want to do. Keep on giving it if I want, or be like, all right, it's a wrap on this whole giving money shit. Do whatever. But I just feel like,
now.
Yeah, I just feel like you don't have to act like it's sad. You don't have to act like it like, I get like the concept of marriage and like you want it to last forever and all this stuff. These people are dealing with something crazier where like when you have that amount of money, when you're talking about being the richest man in the world, there's almost no way you can't have a God-like complex where you feel like I'm above all this shit. I have more money than anybody else in the world. I have more power than, anybody monetarily speaking. And it's just like, I don't know if like when you're dealing with like, that seems so overwhelming. The thought of like monogamy in that way at that point, you're like, I can buy a few wives. I can buy her silence.
Sheesh.
Well, I'm sorry, you're dealing with Jeffrey Epstein, who's got an island for kids to just be at.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, like it's it sucks.
Real talk. That's why everybody has to listen to Gold Digger by Kanye West before you get married. And even then, look at their Mariette and that's the situation too. It happens either way. But
we did have that discussion. It is harder to be Kanye's wife than to be Kim's husband.
Yeah. So let's move on to a few other things here. We breezed over this. Did you, since we've talked last, listen to any of the J. Cole project?
I did. I've listened to the whole thing.
You listened to the whole thing?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, like he's making his way out of corniness. He's no longer storytelling about the first time he had sex.
I think this is my favorite project that I've heard of him thus far.
Yeah.
In general. I know that there's so much more intricacy in like For Your Eyes Only, all that whole, sure, I get it. I get the nerdness of that. I get how
I feel like he finally realized, like, he's like, okay, like I did the nerd shit, like let me do some cool shit.
I think it's finally like for J. Cole to talk that shit that he's talking.
Yeah.
Is like cool, especially for fans to see like him break out of that corny role, like you said, and him just really out here being like, this is the kind of things that we want to hear from someone like J. Cole. Like, here's one thing, and this is what I like about Joe Rogan. And this is the authenticity thing, I get a little annoyed when you talk to someone who has so much money and so much success, and they like don't address it. When you're like talking to like regular people, like if you're in an interview and stuff, you're like, come on, we all want to know what's the most expensive thing you bought. We all want to know like how much like we all want to know like the flex shit. Like it's fun, it's interesting. And J. Cole just constantly with like, I'm gonna talk about like social stuff. I'm gonna, be this way. I'm gonna talk about, the relatability from when I first had sex and all this kind of stuff. And then you're like, can you just talk about like how great you're doing compared to everybody else? You get put in the conversation, but you don't want to take the crown because you don't want to step on anybody's toes. And, you're just like trying to be the humble goat around here. Talk shit because we all want to see like some wild, like energy, some authentic energy.
Yeah.
And then for him to finally come out and like, boom, just like talk his shit, have the confidence, finally just like give people in the sense what they wanted. Cause you could have all the buts with him. You're like, okay, yeah, he did really great, but like, sure, he had no features and he still did it, but like, it would be fun if he had features.
Yeah.
Like, cool, we get it. You make all your own beats and all this stuff, but like it becomes really one dimensional.
Yeah.
Your rapping makes up for it, but the music becomes one
Yeah.
dimensional.
I think it's also a good place for him to be in his bag because hip hop in itself is very like vibey now. Like no one really cares about what anyone is saying.
Unless it's somebody who
Yeah.
it has to be
So it has to be like someone that was before that, which I think J. Cole is old enough to he was before that, so he doesn't get like the backlash of, oh, you're being corny because you're like still rapping like that, and but can still, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what he did really well, is he took it back in this album. Is he's not like mumble rapping it up, but he's still like creating vibes with, even though he's still being lyrical. You know?
Yeah, well, so like when like Lil Baby, we cared about what he had to say because we're used to him like just rapping about flex shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like when he made the bigger picture, we're like, oh wait, he can actually step out of his bag of like just trap rapping and like actually talk about something that's really going on.
Right.
But because we always see J. Cole talking about something serious or being introspective and everything, you're like, I want to one day just see him just talk shit. And then when we finally see him do it and do it well, we're like, oh shit, he can do that. Yeah. That's what we want to see. Like, I mean, it's like the same thing with like Drake gets that on everything, and it's because he's so multifaceted. They're like, well, he doesn't have a classic album. Well, he doesn't have a classic rap album. Well, he doesn't have a classic this. You know what I mean?
Take Care is his classic album.
That's what people say, but some people try to debate that, so that's when it becomes up for debate. And then some people like to say that
Take Care is the album that made it okay to have R&B and hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it all stemmed like I think from The Weeknd too, yeah. And that's why there was so much of The Weeknd in that record. I mean, in that album, but it's like it's when you see that he can actually do something different. You see that like J. Cole can actually like give us what we want. He did the thing with like Travis where like on the track list you don't see the features, so you have to listen to everything. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's a 21 Savage feature? Oh shit. Yeah, 21. Oh shit, there's a Lil Baby feature? The 21 Savage feature was a great moment because you know like a lot was a really good moment for them. Yeah. And I think it was really cool to see 21. on this album like that. But overall, I really like the project. I've listened to it through like at least 3 times. Really? And like listened to like My Life and Amari, like those mainstream songs that are really popping off right now a few times. So he definitely had cool production. He had like Timbaland, Boy Wonder, a bunch of other producers.
I mean, we gotta give it up for J. Cole. That's how we rekindled our friendship from high school.
Real talk.
We're not gonna get into it how, but
what we did. Yeah. J. Cole was at the cornerstone of it. Yeah. Because I'm like, why this dude tweeting corny lyrics? I mean,
I wasn't tweeting corny lyrics. Bro.
They were corny lyrics, dog, and I had to make sure.
I was trying to make a joke.
I had to just make sure you were good, dog. I just had to make sure you were straight.
Yeah, no, clearly I'm fine.
Now.
It all turned out super
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, I don't even want to go into...
We're not going to go into it, but we're just not. But, like, yeah.
It don't look good on social media is all I'm saying, dog. Shit don't be looking too good. Shit ain't... And that's the worst thing. You know when you looking... You know when you... Ain't it the saddest? And ain't it the saddest when you're looking at someone's social media and you're like... Things ain't looking that good on this page right now. Yeah. And they show the best things of their life. Yeah. So you're like, shit really ain't looking good right now, dog. No, it's the highlights.
No, I think people go to extremes. I think people are either gonna show you their lowest point or their highest point.
No, but I'm saying when you look at it and you see it's a highlight reel. It's supposed to be a highlight reel.
Yeah. No, I know, but like I'm saying, like realistically though, it's extremes. People are gonna show you like, oh, this is me at like Subway on a Tuesday. It's gonna be like, and then he like cheated on me and blah, you know.
And to the people who do just post themselves at Subway on a Tuesday,
yo, big ups
fuck
to you.
Off.
Yeah, or that too. Yeah.
Real talk. I don't care. I don't want to see a bunch of little microscopic periods on the top of your story. Yeah. I don't like that shit makes my gives my thumb a workout because I'm just trying to clear it for the sake of OCD.
I literally just like, you know, when you just swipe through it to the next person because I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, there comes a certain point where I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah. I can't do this. I'm just like,
I hate when I try to put a story up and I suck at spelling, and then like I misspell something, and I'm like, like in my head I was like, oh man, this is hilarious, and then like I misspell something, and it'll usually be a
Fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah, a viral will be like, hey, you misspelled that, and I was like, oh.
I don't even know how to deal with stories. It's like, I don't on my personal page I don't post, and I've honestly been trying to get somebody who gives a fuck about posting to run the podcast page so they could just post for us. I tried to get Roman to do that for a little bit, and I was not liking the content. I was like, I don't get it. That was
funny to him.
Exactly. I was like, I don't get it.
Nobody.
And then he'd be like, you don't get it. It's funny as fuck because frog. And I'd be like, what? And then I'll be having people telling me, hey, yo, what was up with that frog shit on the Instagram? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Our new social media person.
You gotta understand that we're different generations, bro. He's eating Tide Pods and stuff, like.
Dude, it's frustrating. I'm just like, because I'm not that I'm not good at social media. I'm good at, like.
You understand how it works.
I understand it, but I'm just like, I don't care.
You don't want to put that effort
I don't want to like, because I don't want to have to think about if it's just there.
Yeah.
That's why I like this. I'm just like, I'm saying things, I'm talking, and then like later on I'll be like, oh shit, okay.
Let me clean this out, yeah.
And not only that, by the time I put it out and someone comments to me about it, I forgot what I said.
Yeah.
So like I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's fun. People are like, you had said this and this and this. I'll be like, when? And then they'll be like,
who?
on this. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Nah, I don't remember that shit, but yeah.
But yeah, that was wild.
I guess that was wild.
Yeah.
But like after I'm like, oh, who cares? I'm on different shit now.
Yeah.
But like you get the instant shit when you're looking at it like on like the page, you're like, oh fuck. Oh, no one's liking this? Or this person, they saw it. I wonder what they're gonna think. There's just too much of that bullshit. I don't like the being able to micromanage that shit.
Yeah. Like, we gotta isn't it interesting that I think I feel like everyone has like a certain level of insecurity, and then like for some reason, dude, I don't know, you just gotta be like this to like not care.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
So a few little we're gonna do a quick like flash boom 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 of just some things.
Yes. Is this your statement?
Huh?
Is this a statement about what's going on?
No. Kind of like we're doing like, I'm just gonna briefly pass over a few topics that like have just been happening.
Okay.
So for one,
lightning round.
Yeah. So Jake Paul news real quick. There's two big influential people, some would say, who are trying to call him out. The Game, rapper The Game, basically said, yo, meet us outside the Staples Center in downtown LA. Me and my little brother want to fight you and your brother. No money, no contracts needed. None of that bullshit. Just on some me and my little brother can beat you and your brother up shit.
On some street stuff.
Not even on some street stuff, but just like, yo, I bet you me and my brother can beat you and your brother up.
Oh, on some like suburban stuff.
I guess.
Yeah. That sounds like a suburbs problem.
Exactly. So, of course, they went, like Logan said, you're going to need a lot more of your brothers. Jake says, hate it or love it, you're going to get your ass beat. And they're entertaining that whole thing. Then someone asks, I guess, Jake Paul, maybe on a live or something, if he would fight 6ix9ine.
Mm-hmm.
And he started going off about like this and that. He probably wouldn't even show up, but I would love to knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to to beat him up. And 6ix9ine.
Damn, who do you root in that fight?
Well, 6ix9ine is already villainizing. He always has to go too far. He always has to wild the fuck out.
Yeah.
So he says, I think Jake Paul on steroids, just like his security guard that just passed away.
Damn.
So 6ix9ine knows the security guard a little bit because he's dealt with that same security company to get his security guard. So like he's worked with him too. So he knew who he was and all this kind of stuff. But because Jake was really pushing it, like this was my, dude, he was my guy who was really supporting me and put so much emphasis onto it in the fight. He's shouting back at that, being like, just like your boy that died, I think y'all both on steroids.
Dang.
So that's, you know, that's been a thing. So ASAP Rocky.
Oh yes, the Vans shoe.
Oh, there's a Vans shoe?
He's got a Vans collab.
Oh, I don't know about that. All I knew
Oh.
is that he did a interview recently and was basically saying that like Rihanna is the love of his life.
Oh yeah, with GQ.
Yeah,
That's what he also said. He had a Vans collab coming out.
Damn, so we was looking at different parts of the interview, huh?
Yeah.
We was
I didn't finish it reading it, but yes.
I didn't read it either. I just got the headlines about it. So everyone's just basically saying he's saying like with her, when you know the one's the one, like it's really making him really enjoy and accept monogamy and all this kind of stuff. So
are they dating?
Yeah, they've been dating, and now this is him like really just putting more emphasis hard on it because everyone wants to hear news from Rihanna, period, anything.
Yeah.
And then this was real big, like it was never really like confirmed, but they would see him at places together and be like reportedly.
And then they also did that GQ video, like
exactly
like the couple one that Travis and Kylie did. That it was like, we've been dating for 2 years, but we don't know anything about each other.
Yeah. So there's that. Oh, this one happened. Demi Lovato says that they're a non-binary and changed their pronouns to they, them. Now, I don't want to...
Wait. Demi Lovato said that they... Oh, she... Oh,
she is they are identifying as non-binary and now change their pronouns to they, them. To me, that seems like nothing. Like, I get it, but like, I understand a little more. I don't understand the non-binary thing as much. I kind of do, like, if you don't really feel like
you got the Ken doll down there? Like,
I'm just like, I get it, like, if you feel like you're not in a box or whatever, like, part of me also feels like...
You're about to get me canceled.
I'll get myself canceled. You don't have to agree with me. Part of me just feels like it's also a last-ditch attempt when you're, like, in a rush to get your career back.
Yeah.
Like, she already tried to put out the heroin doc and no one gave a fuck.
Yeah, then she was like, I'm on heroin. And then we were all like, we figured.
Yeah. And then she like, hey, remember when I was on heroin? Like, so she was like, yo, I OD'd. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you come back and he was like, hey, remember when I OD'd? Here's that story.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay. And then you're like, I put an album out in conjunction with like the thing where I talked about my heroin use. And you're like, yeah, I mean, still don't give a fuck. I'm they, them. And then you're like, oh, shit.
Dude,
all right.
And then everyone has to pretend like we
yeah, exactly. Because if not, then you're not being woke.
Yeah.
So that's like that bullshit.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, let's all fall in line with this. Shit, she might actually feel how she feels. I want to hear like a real explanation, but I don't want to hear just the whole bullshit of, you know, I finally feel free to be able to tell people how I feel. No one knew that was a possibility a few years ago. So I don't understand how like all this time.
What you're talking about, like all this time.
Yeah, like the they them thing, the non-binary thing specifically, just means you're just kind of like when you put non-binary, in my opinion, you're just checking the I choose not to answer section on the fucking application.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I choose not to reveal.
Yeah.
But like we see you and like it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
but regardless, shouts out to them. And you know, I respect their decision.
Shouts out to who?
To Demi Lovato. I don't know if they changed their name. Huh?
It just doesn't work with language. Okay, yes. Shouts out to them.
So I don't know.
This is why I hate it.
If they changed their name.
If I have no idea who the hell you're talking about. If we're talking about this on like just like on a language basis, saying shouts out to them makes, when you're talking about one person, makes no sense.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's what pisses me off about it.
I know. We're changing the fabric of language to mold what's. But here's the thing. As bad as it is, so you know, I've always mentioned this, that they always say that the way to kill a culture is to kill its language first. This is becoming American culture. We took the language from England, but then fucked it up to try to make it like ours. Now we're fucking it up even more just to like, this is American culture.
Yeah.
It's like fucking up our languages, making up decisions about how we feel about issues. Like, I don't understand how we created new social issues. Like, we ain't even finished dealing with the social issues we already have on hand, like regular, like, gay shit, racist shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real shit that we have in our backyard. but like we just created new ones.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know half of these things were.
This is gonna be a little hot take for me, and this is as wild as I'm gonna get. You might have to spray me.
Where's the bottle at?
Sometimes I feel like people just want to be oppressed.
Fuck! You had this so close to it. Feel this trigger.
No, I know.
Feel this trigger.
Ooh.
It's warm as fuck.
Oh. I thought you meant like the pressure.
No, it was. You had it right by the candle. It's just warm as fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, it's part of why. Like, it's part of why I wonder, like, in true feminist fashion, does it not seem like if the whole thing is like men have the privilege? It's like men have the privilege. They're able to like do X, Y, and Z, and then they get to just change themselves into a woman and put themselves in the most oppressed category because trans people even get put as like they're more oppressed than women. So now you're a man and you get to change into a woman and then put yourself ahead of the line of oppression.
Or you're a white man who then says I'm gonna be a woman now. So now you've not only have you skipped women, but you've also somehow skipped minorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super weird. Like you get to just skip to the front of the line and like boom, all of a sudden, you know, we have to like fight for your rights all of a sudden.
Yeah.
When like, you know, and so there's a lot of things, and not to say that like part of it's to say there should be a hierarchy. Who gets to decide where the hierarchy of oppression is? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it all depends. And the weird thing, because of course it's all political. So like you could say, right, black people because of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, well, at least they're Americans. What about, you know, because it's always what about? Well, what about Mexicans? Because they're out dealing with this stuff in their country and now they have to come here to get saved. Well, what about trans people? Because trans people don't even get identified as real people because people, you know, well then what about? And so it's just, it gets insane.
Everyone tries to play the game of who suffered more. And I think the second you start to play that game, you've already lost.
Because the problem is you don't get to hold like the responsibility because it's not like who suffered more. It's like, and then that's an issue too when you talk about like reparations and everything, but it's like we've also gone way over time.
We have. Before we get ourselves actually canceled.
Yeah, let's dial back and just real quick say, because we're probably going to cut out a lot of this. Shouts out to they, them, Demi Lovato.
Shouts out.
Cool for the Summer is a good song.
Camp Rock 2 is not a... No, it's a good movie.
It was a good movie. I liked Camp Rock. I ain't even going to front.
I like Camp Rock.
I liked that one show
Jesse
she was in. Chance. I like that one show they were in. Was it Jesse with a Chance? I loved Jesse with a Chance.
Or no,
Sunny with a Chance.
Sunny with a Chance. And then Jesse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shouts out Demi.
I didn't really watch that show that much because that's when I stopped having cable. But yeah.
Damn, dog. At one point, like I'm trying to figure out when we met, when you could have just been like, "Yo, let me just let you watch these things."
Yeah. No, I mean, we
don't watch TV whenever we would just go out and skate.
Yeah.
We would just meet up and be like, all right, let's go.
Or if we would watch TV, it'd be like late as hell.
I don't think we ever hung out in my house.
Oh, yeah, we did. It'd be like at night though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like if I was gonna spend the night or something.
I guess. Because like, yeah, I can't like in the backyard or something. But like I'm just trying to think like I can't remember us just like inside chilling.
I remember like taking long dumps in your bathroom.
Yeah, but like I mean,
I took a dump to Oldie.
I do remember that. That was a 10-minute, 10-minute song. Shouts out Oldie.
Yeah, shouts out Future.
Yeah, I just need to say this tweet joke I saw today.
Okay,
and it just goes, "These girls be having OF in their bio. Like, what happened to WTG?"
Yeah, you gotta spell it out.
I'm saying,
you know.
They're just coming out with the OF only.
Yeah.
Only the fans, but
because they're looking back on it and being like, "Oh, that was cool. I want to pretend like I was there, but you weren't there because you don't know the whole thing."
I don't think that's the way it goes, dog. I think they're just selling pussy online. And they just put in the OnlyFans link.
Oh, what?
So the joke was, they have OF.
Okay.
So that's OnlyFans.
Oh.
So their thing was, I just keep on seeing all these people with OF. Ain't nobody got the rest.
I thought you were talking about they were trying to say they were like
No,
cool
because
with, like,
even
Odd
people now, they
Future.
don't know about Odd Future anymore. They just know about golf.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
So
I
yeah,
see what you were starting to say. I didn't catch the joke. I'm old. Sorry.
you're also too pure.
Yeah.
I don't think have you ever accidentally, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, at first when people maybe didn't know, have you ever accidentally stumbled onto like an OnlyFans link and then be like, oh shit, this is adult content, let me get the fuck out of here, I'm not about to subscribe to this?
No.
You ain't never slipped, trip, and fell into a...
No.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Never mind. I figured out why you're not on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's where OnlyFans breeds and lives and flourishes.
My sister,
Instagram kind of tries to stop a lot of it.
I didn't know what it was, but yeah. And then like from like people talking about it, I figured what it was. I think my sister told me what it was, but yeah.
Right now, I'd be so scared having like a teenage sister that's about to become an adult.
I'm glad she's not a teenager now, but yes.
It's just one of those things where,
adult,
like, here's the problem. I don't think you realize, or a lot of people realize, truly how much money
is out there
from OnlyFans. Like, we're talking about people just like, let me see, and they just put something and are automatically getting life-changing, like, college degree having money out the blue, and you're like, what the fuck?
That's wrong. Yeah.
I don't know if it's wrong. It's one of those things where it's like, here's the thing. Here's one thing that I will say is good about it.
Well,
one thing that I will say is that
if it's a minor putting their stuff out there.
No, not minor. I'm talking about, like, basically like a girl who's looking.
Said teenage sisters.
But what I'm saying is, like, right now, a girl can be like, as soon as I turn 18, I can automatically start making X amount of money. Yeah. Right.
So like if you're looking at like an influencer or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. Like pretty much like right now, like when you're dealing with like a teen kid, you're trying to make sure they're not like doing drugs and shit.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to make sure that like they're not selling nudes on OnlyFans like as soon as they turn 18. But like one thing that I will say is positive is if somebody's going to be doing sex work, right? And like I have nothing against people who want to do sex work. You're basically
I think it's wrong, but yeah,
that's you. But if for people who is like, yo, God gave you the gift of your body and you want to do whatever you want with it, cool. Same thing with like abortion. I wouldn't do it, but that's not my, you know what I mean? Do you? If you're going to do that, it's kind of like crypto in a way where you're like decentralizing, like you basically are taking the pimps out of the equation.
Oh, okay.
All the crazy stuff about like some guy has to like do all this stuff and they are the ones that get to run everything.
And then they keep like most of your money.
Exactly. This is like, yo, I'm doing this.
I'm pimping myself out.
I'm pimping myself out. I'm managing shit and I get all the money. It's like you don't have to be on a label anymore. You can be independent. That's how I feel.
Be on a label.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like kudos to them. They're able to like, you know, they're decentralizing the sex work, taking it away from Pornhub and all the big places and like
all the big companies.
They're just taking they're breaking down the little companies, the big hedge funds, and they're letting the little people on Reddit make some money.
Yeah.
So shouts out OnlyFans, shouts out Demi. Bill, you dog. You gonna be back out into the world, dog.
Yeah.
Woof. I'm excited for Bill. So yeah. I mean, oh fuck. So now there's so many girls into gaming now on Microsoft and Xbox and everything like that. How many streaming bitches do you think he's be pulling?
They have to be smart.
If they're out here gaming and stuff like that, they're probably little nerd bitches.
Well, no, I don't think he cares even about that. I think he just wants people to be smart, which is even weirder and more lizardy.
It is literally like very lizard-like.
Yeah.
So
like I want the most superior being.
Yeah.
Not even like looks wise, just like brain wise.
Yeah.
Dang.
I think that
is he sexualizing women by their intellect?
I think he thinks that if they're too attractive, it might distract him from their intelligence.
Is that like the equivalent of why the suck only wears like gray or something?
They all do that shit. That shit's always weird to me because that's when you get to a certain level.
He's too lizardy.
Well, it's like the same thing. Like
I think Bill Gates is a little bit more human than Zuck.
So it's like Zuck, Steve Jobs, and like Dr. Dre are all on this like, yo, I found that it's way more efficient if I just wear the same shit and I just wear this all the time. everyone knows how much money I have, so no one's gonna be like poor ass, broke ass bitch over here wearing the same shirt every day. Y'all know I have a lot of money. It's just way more efficient for me not to have to think about what I'm gonna wear this morning.
Yeah,
I just go into the closet, put it on.
Mad black like turtlenecks.
Fucking Dr. Dre wears the same shit.
I've never paid that much attention to.
It's like a black. It's like a black type of turtleneck. It's like some white Air Force type shoes, like black pants. Like everything is like that. So,
shouts out.
I'm just gonna start wearing the same thing because I guess that breeds success. And
yeah,
I'm capping.
We're just gonna live in these clothes.
I'm capping. We have way too much drip for that shit. We have way too much drip.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Yeah.
And watch us on YouTube and pull up to Anchor and drop the Anchor. So yeah, check us back next week. We're gonna be here talking spicy.
We're gonna be doging it up.
Doging it up, real talk.
Yeah.
Safe Moon.
We're doging.
Hashtag buy Safe Moon. Hashtag buy Yummy. Hashtag buy MILFcoin. We out this bitch.